I am standing on a frozen creek. Like, literally. I don't think I want to be on here long, but... Crap. Woo! Good morning. Today's another jam-packed day. I gotta go to do cabinets. I gotta go try and make it to install a countertop at my father-in-law's property. And then I gotta try and get down to my mom's house to do a little birthday party for my son. So it's gonna be a long and tiring day, and I'm gonna take you along with us. But obviously, as the title suggests, we're gonna be talking about all the stuff that we've tried for Alisandra to stop her seizures. Enjoy, and let's get to work. Alright, I'm off work, I'm running behind. I'm not going to be able to make it to help Walt with the countertop. I called him earlier, and I think he's probably already done it by now. But I still need to make it to home in order to get to the birthday party in time, because it's an hour from my house, and I'm about 45 minutes from home. I better stop talking, because I need to drive, and I can't vlog and drive at the same time, so... Honey, I'm home. Alright, I gotta take a shower. Okay, shower did not work out. We are running too far behind, so we need to go ahead and get going. Oh, text, okay. So I need to get this stuff loaded up. The kids are actually already in the car. Get Alisandra in. People be able to come out and help us, or we can come out with the second cut.
Hi everyone. So we are finally getting around to actually talking to you about what we've tried for Alisandra's seizures now that it's Friday night. So we started trying to do this video like on Monday. So anyway, here we are. I wanted to talk to you about the things that we tried for Alisandra's seizures before we started her on what she's on now, which is pharmaceutical medicines and stuff. to ultimately control where she is right now. We really wanted to avoid that, so we went through a lot of other things before we finally did that. We did so many things. We went to the neurologist. I was just telling her the history of everything we went through, and it had been over probably over a year that we'd been trying other things. I had actually left something out, and so then I was like, oh yeah, and we also did this, and she was just like, so basically you've tried everything other than drugs and spent thousands of dollars doing it. And I was like, yeah, we did. I wanted to tell you about those things, so maybe if you are just starting to deal with a problem of seizures or any kind of brain injury, you might want to try these things first and see how they work for you, and I hope that they will work. So one of the first things that we tried is hyperbaric oxygen chamber treatments. So what that is basically like this big sleeping bag that is blown up and pressurized with air and oxygen, and you get in there. And the theory behind that is that if you have a greater level of oxygen in your body is going to heal a lot faster. And there's a lot of research that's been done behind that. It's very widely used like in the sports area, and also now in traumatic brain injury, such as like a car accident or something like that. But they're also starting to use it with more of long-term brain issues. One of the main things that it has been proven to help is with cerebral palsy. We decided to give that a try. At first, we thought we were gonna have to go to a clinic a couple hours away, and we would have to do that every single day for like a month and stay there all day, because you do 2 one-hour treatments a day for 30 days, at least 30 days. But then we got the opportunity to actually try it at home, to have a hyperbaric chamber in our house. We think that we saw some improvement in some areas, maybe like being more alert and awake and that kind of thing, maybe more energetic. But we didn't really see any actual improvement in her brain development or seizure control or anything like that. And the doctor that I talked to, that does this, like that's all he does. Just he said if you tried it at home and you didn't see really any benefits, then you probably don't need to even try going into a clinic to do it. So we just decided that, we'd given it a really good trial, and it just wasn't really helping her that much, but it definitely helps some people a lot. So check that out. The second thing that we did is a very popular and very old seizure treatment, which is the ketogenic diet. So what we actually decided to do was take our same goat milk recipe that we have the other video about and just modify it to be ketogenic. In case you don't know, the ketogenic diet is basically very high fat, and so your body is using fats, which it switches something in your brain that produces ketones in your brain, which we did see some benefit from that. Where she was in her seizure progression at that time, we did see them cut back. At one point, we decided to just totally stop it and go back, and we did kind of see, an up in her seizures at that time. So then we tried it again and went back on it for a while, and I mean, it was several months each time that we actually tried it. So this was something that we really gave a really good try, but in the end, she needed something more, and her seizures were a progression. They got worse and worse as she got older. I'm not sure the chronology of all this stuff, but at some point in there, we tried essential oils and reflexology, the two combined. So the main essential oil that we used was frankincense, and it's kind of expensive initially, but a little bit goes a long way. So we tried that, and we gave it a pretty good try, but that was one of the ones we didn't do as like full-fledged. So the other thing that was one of the major ones that we tried, which is very well documented and well researched, is the use of CBD oil. And it definitely did help Alisandra for a while. So CBD oil, it comes from the hemp plant, which is different from the marijuana plant. And because the marijuana plant was cultivated to produce a higher THC, the THC component is what makes you feel like the high. The CBD is a completely different component. It does not make you high. It gives cannabinoids to the brain, which can stop seizures, and that's actually what a lot of the seizure medications are mimicking. And it's a completely natural thing. It's just that these kids are very low in that nutrient. It's actually a nutrient found in breast milk and things like that. So, it's not anything weird. It's very natural and necessary. We actually ordered our first several batches from Bluebird Botanicals. And the reason we used Bluebird Botanicals is because we felt like they had a really pure, it was pre-tested and all that stuff. So we knew exactly what we were getting, because we really needed to know how much CBD was in what we were giving her, so that we could, kind of do a scientific analysis of, okay, this much helps her, this much, and be able to progress and know that we were actually giving her more and more every time we went up on it. So we'd give her a new dose, and she would seem a lot better. The frequency and severity of the seizures would go down. And then after maybe a week or two, it would be back to where it had been. So then we would go up again. And we kept up with that pattern for quite a while, until we were giving her 500 milligrams a day, which is really a lot. And it is expensive. It's expensive if you are giving that much. We got to a point where we were giving her so much, and she would keep reverting back no matter how much we gave her. So we couldn't sustain that. So we finally just decided to stop doing that. Another thing that we tried is homeopathic medicine. And so we tried quite a few different homeopathics for seizures. We gave that a pretty good test as well. There's a lot of anecdotal stories of people who were 100% cured because of it. So, it's definitely something that we wanted to try. It was during that time we had tried quite a few, and it was during that time that her seizures got so bad that we actually had to take her to the hospital and have them give her drugs and stuff to calm her down and get her just a stable place, because her seizures had gotten to the point where they were lasting quite a while, and she would lose her breath for that time, which is, again, going back to the oxygen thing. She's not getting oxygen to her brain during that time, and they were back to back to back. From the hospital stay to now, she's been on pharmaceutical drugs. And so right now she's on 3 different ones. So right now her seizures are under control, but she still has quite a few. As we've shared in other videos, she's had quite a few today and this evening, and so it's still an ongoing thing, but she's not getting worse. She's not continuing to just revert back every couple weeks right now with what she's on. I think, that's good. But I would definitely recommend doing the research and, finding out if there's alternatives rather than maybe just jumping into drugs first. Just because it didn't work for us doesn't mean it won't work for you. So another thing is, like, even with like the keto diet and things like that, sometimes, you know, you might be taking a medicine, but you do the keto diet and you can like cut your medicine in half or something like that. So if you have any questions about any of that, are you kidding me? You're kidding me.
Best camera trick ever.
I usually know when he's teasing because there's a light in his eye. But yeah, leave a comment and ask any questions and we will be glad to help you.